Welcome to Obsession Engineering, and more importantly, welcome to TT25. And it's not raining yet, but it probably will do fairly soon. Right, we're in the scrutineering queue because we have practice this morning, but the forecast isn't very good for, well, today and tomorrow. It is Monday, by the way, today. Hi, enjoying your bank holiday? I mean, by the time you watch this, it's not, but, you know, been nice. Right, Twin is in the scrutineering queue. Lancelot is holding the belly pan because it's belly pans off for scrutineering. His lovely mother, Salome, she is pushing the bike for me because, well, I've managed to get out of that job. And this morning at 10:55 we have one lap on the little bikes. And then we have the big lads with the big bikes get a lap on the big bikes, and there's a sidecar lap, and it repeats a couple of times because they've had to shorten the schedule because the rain is meant to be coming. But that's the Isle of Man for you. And if you'd looked at the forecast yesterday, it would have looked like we're going to be underwater by now, so we're actually winning. And so, right, I'll show you what's going on with the bike. To those not familiar with our Obsession Engineering channel, this is my RS660 Aprilia Super Twin. It has a Kalex Moto 2 fairing because it's a lot bigger around the rider's shoulders. For here we have a little extension to push the screen up. We have Lancelot stickers because Lancelot Unisart is riding the bike. So this year we have some Dimag wheels in it, which we got recently and make a really big improvement. Standard forks, standard calipers, but Bitubo suspension in it, Spider clip-on, Spider rear set, Spider top yoke, all those bits, full arrow system, lightly tuned engine. We had this one on the dyno a couple of days ago as just a fueling check and a gearing check, and it was just short of 108 horsepower at the wheel. This year we've got close ratio 5th and 6th gears in it, big fuel tank for TT, 20 litre capacity, and the usual sort of TT things, rain lights, lever guards, all the usual bits. Right, Twin is through scrutineering. Warmers have been on a while. It's had a warm-up cycle. Half an hour to go before that's supposed to be going out. Newcomers are out a quarter of an hour before it. So the forecast still isn't brilliant. It's very grey up there. It's windy. It's quite cold. But everybody is getting themselves ready. Yesterday we didn't expect today to be going, so everybody sort of put their holiday head on a little bit, and then it got to the evening and everybody realised, well, actually we might be going, and so there is still, every now and again of course you get somebody who's just having to put, you know, the last couple of stickers on a bike and the last couple of details, because bikes are never actually really finished with race bikes, but there is a good queue of bikes kicking around. So what we'll do is we'll have a little run down the garages and see who's in them. All right, we'll start at the beginning. The Jackson Racing crew, so Paul, Jordan and Josh Brooks. So mostly Hondas with a 660 Aprilia. Graham stood there on his phone, pretending he knows how his phone works, with Mr. Rutter's Super Twin thing back there, which is big fairing on that, but it should be good for aero. Nathan Harrison and his boys on the Hondas, then the actual official Hondas. This cheeky scamper puts his finger over my lens, I don't know. Right. So the actual Hondas, Dino and McGuinness, looking very factory, as they should do. The Padgett's boys, getting ready with David Todd and Mitch Reeser, newcomer. Right, and then Hickey's lot. So Hickey and Davey, look how big the fairings are on the BMs. There's a reason these things need a big engine to push the big wings and bits through, but obviously everything works because the bikes are rapid. So that's the two stockers. Then you've got Pete's Super Twin is R7, again on like Kalex bodywork. It's similar to mine because it fits. Well, you make it fit because it works. And then Barry Ball, newcomer on another BM, stocker. Right, Hutchie's 600, Dave Johnson, 600 ZX6 for him, and then his ZX10 Superbike, which is trick as you like. Sam Palmer in the background, give Sam a wave. So he's got a Superbike and stocker. Mickey D, normal, doors closed, that's not uncommon. His patterns there, they've got the Super Sport bikes and bits tucked in the corner. Mr. Hillier, right, Blade stocker, Blade sort of super stocker, more of a super stocker really than a full Superbike. And then Phil Biggs doing his 600. Dale, you've been doing this for a few years, especially with James. Everything ready?
I think as ready as we can be. Obviously, it's a little bit different this year. Normally, we're in a big team, whether it have been Bob Kawasaki or OMG or WTF Racing. Obviously, after what had happened earlier on in the year, James has now had to take it all on himself. As you can see, the branding's changed massively, so it's the big muck-off racing now. To be fair, James has put a lot of effort in to be here this year, so hopefully everything goes really well for him. We're all trying our hardest, as you can imagine, but we got the same crew as always, so I'm sure he's really happy.
Right, further down the list, Connor Cummings, that's another V2 Ducati for Super Sport. Mike Brown on what would have been Jamie Coward's BMW, because Jamie's injured from Northwest, so Mike is jumping on his BM Stocker, and then you've got the rest of Mike Brown stuff. So there is the Russell Racing R60s. They are proper rapid things, they are. Andy's got a Super Twin back down the back of there as well. Right, Rob Hudson, the SMT lot. I'll just scoot around the back of everybody. So Fireblade stock R6 Super Sport bike, Andy's twin at the back, which I believe is a pattern. Then Brian McCormack, 765 Street Triple Super Sport thing, BMW again. The BMW Hondas are the things to have in stock, really. Right, Mikey Evans, so the Dafabet RC Express Super Twin, which is a Kawasaki. Fireblade 765 again. Right, Dom Urbanson on his own Fireblade and a pattern that he's got to ride this year. Piggy, hello Piggy. Right, they're lovely, but they do look like a classic race bike. It's not an Aprilia, therefore it's not as good. Right, Scott Racing Aprilia with Joe Yearsley and Julian Craig in the odds, if I'll pronounce that wrong. It's very noisy because somebody's warming a pattern up. Mikko Sweeney's stuff as well. His other bike's probably still in the screw and steering queue. Right, Sam West, he's only got his 602 screw today. Crowe and Maurizio Bottolino. Do I know? You don't know how to say that, so why should I?
Maurizio Bottolino.
Maurizio. Yeah, that'll do. Right, a selection of names that I will pronounce mostly wrong, so I'm not even going to try annoying them. Then Adam McLean and Jim Hind are tucked in there. The little garages get very busy. Jim Hind's Fireblade, I particularly like the colour scheme on that. It is retro cool, but yeah, I really like that. That's looking really good. Jim likes the retro colour scheme, so he's also got his sort of sheen rep almost. GSXR 750, very cool thing, that I like that. And then back here, last of the tents, Sean Anderson, GSXR 750, Super Sport bike, some form of Super Twin thing that I can't tell what it is from the fairing. R7 apparently. And then that will be George Halliday's Super Sport bike. And then we've done the garages, but there is a full pelmet of sidecars. A few newcomer bibs you can see in there, so some boys are about to get very, very nervous to go and ride around. And also rows and rows and rows of the solo stuff. Right, Barty and Milky, who are taking the newcomers round, the newcomer solos, and I'm not going to do the full list of like this one, more privateer efforts. I'll mention Martin. So Mike Morris, Nick's helping him out. Rob, who's normally on the channel, is helping Martin as well this year on the Fireblade. So he's got 3 bikes, they're all looking very good this year. But basically, the ones you see on TV and the ones that are in the garages are, I suppose, the big names. And then there's all of these. There are a lot of people, a lot of bikes, a lot of dreams, a lot of people living their dreams, and a lot of hours and time and effort and money going into running every single one of these bikes. There is not a bad bike at TT anymore, including my BM that Tom Whedon's going to be riding. So Tom's on that again. The fairing looks particularly new because Tom had a little slip off the other day at Cadwell. So yeah, we've got some new fairings. And the seat unit, because I knew he was going to put a load of his Club 77 stickers on anyway, we've just put a bit of orange vinyl. Steve's actually done quite a nice job of that. I mean, I'm not going to tell him that in person. So the BM.
Thank you. Have you got this one yet, Dave?
Oh, we haven't. We've got it now, Rob. Hello, Rob.
Hello, Dave.
What do we think? The weather's looking lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's going to be get all the bikes through scrutineering first thing this morning. Absolute chaos, organising it all, and then it's going to rain 5 minutes before we go out, and we'll just take it all back to the awning and go to the pub.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, enjoy.
See you down there.
Alright, so back to the BM. So Tom is riding that. He's got a load of his Club 77 sponsors. If you want to get involved in that, yeah, just have a look online for Tom Whedon Club 77. The BMW, he technically is out of homologation now, but the organisers have been very practical with dispensation to run that another year. So I'm really pleased that that's going to be running around again, looking cool and being loud. Then obviously we've got a TV crew. His camera's bigger than mine, but it's not all about size. And then there's even more bikes back to basically where we started the tour. But yes, there's a lot going on between camera crews and bikes and mechanics and riders. It is busy. So our rider this year on the twin, Lancelot, coolest name in racing, but you actually seem relatively cool in character as well. You don't seem to have got stressed about this, but it's your first TT, but it's not your first time around here, is it?
Yeah, exactly. It's first TT, but not a newcomer because I've done quite a few monks-days, won one actually. So yeah, not the first time out, and yeah, we'll be fine. So yeah, one lap on the twin now, and probably one lap on the super sport bike later on. But yeah, it's going to be end-time or time doesn't matter much because it's just like the first lap on the bikes, first lap of the year and everything. So yeah, it's going to be steady one.
The newcomers have set off. They've been down the road a couple of minutes, and it's just before we're going to go out. But being the Isle of Man and being summer, this is like liquid sunshine. It's just splashing onto the bikes. There's been the bing bong. The weather forecast is now that this is in for the day. So we've been through scrutineering to make sure our bikes pass scrutineering. We've all had some exercise walking up and down the hill, and we've had a lovely chat with some people we know. So yeah, we've just saved a load of petrol. Ideal. We're back tomorrow, I suppose.